We want to begin now with some breaking news. Rapper Lil Durk is charged in a for hire plot.
Lil Durk's real name is Dirk Bank, and he is from Chicago. This is his mugshot from Florida, where he was arrested last night.
Lil Durk's lawyers have just filed a motion to dismiss the case. The News wrote, Lil Durk, Diddy, Boogie, and Brown Eyes file a motion to dismiss with prejudice. They want to disqualify all judges and the prosecution team. With the official paperwork revealing Durk wants the case dismissed, Diddy also wants to remove himself from Durk's case.
And that's what Diddy did. He's basically saying all this evidence y'all got against Durk got nothing to do with me. Why you got me charged with Durk? And that doesn't mean he's going against Durk. That just means he wants his case severed. And I'm telling you, if it's severed, it helps Durk. Because one of the main connective tissue to this conspiracy is saying that Durk told Diddy to hire. Diddy's saying, I ain't get told to hire nobody. And I ain't hiring nobody. What are you talking about? Why would I hire someone? That's his thing.
However, Durk wants the case dismissed for one reason. The prosecutors allege there was a snitch that gave them evidence from the OTF group chat. As new reports read, Durk is facing allegations from federal prosecutors that he put hits on O-Block members for not retaliating for King Von. Prosecutors plan to introduce testimony from a witness who claims Durk gave the orders. In the evidence files, it reads, Durk feuded with Munna Duke over his belief that O-Block members were not retaliating for King Von's passing, which led to Whack 100 and academics speaking about the snitches in the case.
To life by basically saying he's guilty of for hire, and the only thing that, like, yes, some of these things look suspect. Why'd you go there? Why are these people going there? Why'd you send this message? But nothing. There's no message that they got that says where Durk says y'all that Quando yet. Nothing says that.
I'm not. You missing the point. Okay. They got a witness already cooperating on that. Been had one. We just ain't seen what they said. It's 3 years. One of the is cooperating.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
so
that's co-conspiracy too.
I don't need too much more than that. One of the is cooperating. Then in the paperwork, you got the conversation. They say they had it in and out. The other 2 was figuring out how they getting paid.
However, the snitch in the case has been playing with the feds because a report reads that he hasn't been consistent with his story. Durk could be found not guilty. New court documents reveal the main witness switched up his story. He first claimed there was no bounty, now he says there was. With the prosecutors scrambling to keep Durk behind bars, they added more evidence against him. As it reads, the prosecutors want to use several pages of new evidence against Durk. However, this will delay the trial longer, which gives Durk more time to attempt another bond. However, the feds are trying to charge Durk on another incident against Quando Rondo. The feds believe Durk was also behind the attempt of Quando Rondo in 2021. Durk even hinted in a song that fans realized when he slid for King Von on Quando's crew. As court documents read, Durk raps the line, "They're on my page like slide for Von, I know they're trolling me." In a podcast, he said, "For some reason, I just don't see them comments anymore." They're trying to use the timing of when Durk dropped the song and line it up to when Quando's crew got hit. And Durk acknowledges how he stopped getting told to slide for Von because his fans knew he did. But Durk's lawyers won't give up. They're trying for a new bond. Words from Durk's father have Durk being released on bond. With this being his 3rd attempt, his lawyers made a great offer so the judge won't refuse.
I just left the courtroom for the bond hearing for my son for the 3rd time. This time it was very fair. The judge was very fair. He wasn't pro-prosecutor, he wasn't pro-defense, but he was pro-justice. So he listened to all the evidence, and he's gonna give a ruling in the next few days about what his position is for the bond. But we were very pleased at how it turned out. So continue, family, friends, and fans, continue to keep us in your prayers, and we thank you. And inshallah, God willing, this be victorious for us, that we have a good ruling in our favor.
At the same time, the prosecutors dropped the lyric evidence they had against him, as it contained lyrics of Durk rapping, "Told me they got an addy, they got the location, go. Look on the news, see your son screaming no."
Right now, the search is on for 3 people who police say at a Savannah rapper, a member of his entourage. It happened in Los Angeles, and cameras captured the aftermath.
This man, a passenger in that car, frantic at the sight.
But Durk's lawyer is getting fed up with the prosecutors. Obviously, he's defending Durk, but he calls the charges a complete joke.
The case is as follows. So there was an indictment that did not name him, right? It named others, and then there was an unindicted person. And then 3 weeks later, that indictment was what's called the first superseding indictment, and it does name him. The indictment was identical, except the unnamed person now became Durk Banks. And this is the really important part, Ak. The second indictment, what's called the first superseding indictment, only had one new fact. It had one new fact, and that was it alleged that there was a video by Durk that celebrated and monetized this.
Before the judge was able to make his decision, something concerning happened because OTF Vonnie is now snitching. His file updated to show he was no longer in the prison's custody. Vonnie even leaked it on his own because he texted a close friend about his plea deal details. However, the friend leaked the message which had Vonnie texting, "I'm trying to plea out to a 32, which is the base for M for hire. The max is 43, which is life. I'd get -2 points for a plea, -1 point for an early plea, and -2 points for no background. Meaning I'll have 27 points, which is 5 to 7 years. I can't go to trial. I don't want to get got like the other guys." When saying he doesn't want to get got, he's referring to OTF Jam, but we'll speak on that later. This is when something strange happened, because Vonnie's father began calling him out after he started snitching. He said that Vonnie played a role in ending King Von and that Durk knew about it.
I'm gonna give you this. It's a backdoor and I got all the pieces. That's all I'm gonna tell you. As Durk asked Vonnie, "Is it open?" Vonnie told him it's off the hinges.
Wait. Are you talking about the Von? Like King Von?
Listen very carefully. When the payment was made to Little Tim, the next day or the same day, Durk asked Vonnie, "Was it open?" This is what he asked him. Was it open? It was the exact words, "Was it open?" He told him it's off the hinges.
Are you saying that Vonnie backdoor King Von? No way. That was right in there.
You heard what I just said. Guess what? You need motive first, right? I got bankers. I got bankers that'll testify that or will make a contract or make a statement to you and let you know that this is the amount of money he had, this is what he had, this is that, another. You need motive first and foremost. I got text messages from the lawyer letting you know that who told on Durk before, who told on Von before he died.
The main motive for Durk wanting Von gone was because they were in a court case together. They were supposed to go to trial, but after King Von passed, the case ended in a private settlement. It makes you wonder if Durk took out Von so he could escape the prison sentence, he would have gotten the case. If Durk really did it, he basically took out King Von as a get out of jail free card.
Why would Durk want Von?
All right, man. Let me give you this. First of all, you didn't sign your rights over. You ain't in no 360 deal. First of all, you can't bring nobody into the business and they surpass you. How you bring me to the table when I pass you up? Don't nobody want their chief spot taken, do they?
That's an interesting
Dude was
thing.
a slack. Dude was a. He was signing the boys. He was a. Von wasn't no slack.
That's interesting. I did find out that Von didn't have any contractual ties to Durk like that, which was interesting.
Man, come on, man. He wasn't even signed to him. How's this his friend? He lied on Breakfast Club and said, "Hey, you think your man would be sitting here with $300,000 worth of jewelry on and he not have an attorney? He got a public defender."
But a tweet went viral comparing the times that Durk hops on Instagram Live to when other people pass away. As it wrote, with Vonnie's dad leaking that Durk had Von dealt with. It makes me wonder why he goes on Instagram Live whenever someone passes away. He was live the moment that King Von, Lil Pab, and FBG Duck passed away. Fans wonder if Durk tried using it as an alibi if the police ever came for him. He could have easily claimed that he was live on Instagram, so there's no way he could have participated in the passing. But Vonnie's father wasn't done snitching on his son as he spoke further about Vonnie orchestrating King Von and Lil Pop's passings.
Oh no, he ain't take my advice. He ain't respond no back to me because this is on a tablet. He on a jail tablet when I sent that to him. He ain't respond nothing else to him. I told you he can't take my advice because they playing. They made themselves get caught. This is what come along with it. They wanted to get caught. You understand me?
So, that's what you meant by trenches paint. Okay.
What you mean trenches what?
Was it you that said that? With the whole narrative about Vonnie snitching with the text messages, like that's.
Yeah. I don't know who said that, but that was me.
But that was a focus. Everybody was trying to make it seem like that's what the text messages was about.
That's just saying what he finna cop out to and this, that. And with me saying Von, some people like, man, what he gonna tell on some words on Von?
I ain't gonna lie, I said that in my video. I'm intrigued to know what the Von name was for.
No, he ain't gonna tell him no Von. You gonna tell it just like you orchestrated Lil Pab. You orchestrated this. And guess who you work for?
Although a new snitch has appeared on case files, OTF Didi's younger brother named Ted had rappers reacting, "Please tell me this isn't real," because Lil Ted was arrested at a convenience store for having a firearm in his pocket.
Really? Dude had a. What about that? A man had a with an extended clip. That's cool though, right?
Initially, this wasn't a problem as it was an unrelated charge. However, he is Didi's younger brother, and Didi is Durk's main hitter. This means that Ted would know a lot of information behind the scenes. Once Ted arrived to the police station in the back of a cop car, he instantly began saying he can snitch on people he knows that did crime.
Come on. Hey, stop it. Stop it.
The police booked Ted and placed him in a waiting cell until another officer came over to speak to him, as it looks like Ted didn't care one bit about being a snitch. He stayed solid for a whole second before he began running his mouth out of the cop car.
Wait, hold on, you gotta relax for me, because I can't understand it. Relax. What's the number? 779, what you saying, man?
We're gonna see what we can do for you, alright?
We can see what we can do for you. You gotta relax for me.
Relax, man. I'm gonna get a bus to prison. Relax.
Give me no, I'm saying, what you talking about? I'm trying to get that.
While everything seems negative, there's still a chance of Durk being released from jail after what his lawyers did today. It was announced Durk has filed a new motion to dismiss based on the vagueness of the second indictment. If it is not dismissed, he requests a bill of particulars. They want the coded language used, the nature of the bounty, the date, and circumstance. As Durk's lawyers are asking in the paperwork for the prosecutors to show where Durk gave his bounty of Cuando Rondo. They want to know what reward he was offering for the crime to be done and when he did it. In a usual case, this would have already been covered, but the prosecutors aren't giving it up. But more concerning things are going on for Durk. It was announced Durk was taken into solitary after an officer discovered a cell phone in his jail cell.
They got Lil Durk in a hole for basically some BS, and right now we're gonna show the paperwork. They saying that he was caught with a cell phone, and basically that's not true. They trying to keep him in a hole, do a lot of things that they shouldn't be doing or whatever, but they trying to make a point because they saying that me and him is privileged and we got so many things going on, and it's a lot of BS.
However, there's another reason. It was shared. Durk was involved in an altercation inside jail this morning, which resulted in Lil Baby tweeting, "I don't care about nothing else other than Durk right now. Free the bro." But fans connected it to other OTF members passing. Not only did OTF Bezu recently pass, but another Durk friend known as Gleesh passed too. This raises the question of who would want revenge against OTF, but fans quickly noticed Quando and Lil Tim released interviews on the same day that Durk was targeted. As it looked very suspicious they did this on the same day. Lil Tim had this to say.
Like, shit, I was just protecting my little brother.
When you did finally find out that it was King Von who did it, how'd you feel?
I was like, damn, if Brian did that stupid shit last night, he still would have been alive. That's how I was. But I was like, shit, I ain't no the type person I am. Like, I'm a humble person. I ain't no disrespect to like his mama saying f***ing shit like that, because I could easily get on that type of stuff and be clout chasing type. Like, I ain't on that type. I'm a humble person, but it's like they ain't never popped that shit off. That would have never happened like that.
But Cuando Rondo said something similar, as he said he wanted it handled differently.
Whoever on my side, they got kids and a mama that 100% love them. And at the end of the day, bro, all this bull that we talking about is stupid. That could have been handled a totally different way. It could have been handled to the point where a song and $3-4 million could have came out. or whatever. Like, they could have got handled in a legit way, in a music way.
Two of Durk's biggest ops doing interviews on the same day definitely doesn't seem suspicious. However, Durk's bond attempt got canceled because he was put into solitary. But lawyers online claim that Durk still has a great chance of beating this case because they claim a lot of evidence they'll use against him can be canceled out by the First Amendment.
There's a First Amendment argument here, right? That this violates the First Amendment. Can you talk about that?
Right, for sure. I mean, I'm expressing myself. I can say the things that I want to say in a rap record or any kind of record. And you could go back and there's country records and there are pop records and there are R&B records that talk about all kinds of things. It's just that there's this notion that with hip hop, quote, glorifying that suddenly now we're going to use these things to prosecute them. But does that mean that the free speech, the First Amendment has gone away? No, absolutely not. He can absolutely rap about what he wants to rap about, and that doesn't mean just because the story is...
One of the other reasons for Durk being denied was reported. The feds say Durk would need to go broke and give up his property to be granted bond. They fear he might use his fortune to place bounties on witnesses.
No bond for Lil Durk. Let me tell you about what options he has left and why the bond was denied this time. Now, he's in federal court on a for hire charge where he faces the possibility of life in prison. What that means is under the federal law, it is presumed that you do not get a bond because the charge and the penalty are so serious. So your lawyer has to go out there and show why you should get a bond. Now, ultimately, what the district judge decided to deny the bond on was a couple of factors. There's a couple $1 million being put up, but it's not all being put up by Durk. Some of it is from the label, and ultimately Durk has a lot more money and assets than what's being put up. So if I let him out on bond and he tries to flee, he's gonna have tons of assets and money at his disposal.
They're worried he will continue placing hits on people exactly like the crime he's currently charged for. They fear he might have already done it with it reported. Has anyone heard from Jam after he snitched on Durk? Several members are gone, but he's been gone for months, as Jam was officially outed as a snitch on DJ Vlad.
There's a guy named OTF Jam.
That was wired.
Very ironic name.
Jam
now he put everyone in a jam.
Did 12 years.
12
got
years.
out, interviewed, said he kept it real, brought him cars, gave him 50,000.
Right.
This. Made mention that ain't no smut on his name. He ain't never been a rat. Caught a gun case, but eventually he flipped.